Yeah, this is Point Black, coming in hard and off the card, coming with the flow, straight to the barrio, and coming with the heat to the motherfucking street. This is PBNN Point Black, National News, the late edition, and the ghetto edition as well, as we see. You know what I mean? As we see. You know what I'm saying? We see a lot of things going on that was discussed today, and a lot of accusations were slung. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why it is that a political party would even think, of, you know, saying certain things out their mouth that seems to have this overlay of control, but based on a old time religion, well, not religion, but old time garbage that, goes back to the early days of the Democratic Party. You know what I'm saying? We have to start looking at this party more carefully because, when we look at many things that they're saying, it don't add up. You know what I'm saying? It don't add up. I mean, why would you come out and say certain things to the public as if the public is guilty of some kind of crime that you choose to put on the people rather than just simply let them make their choice? Nobody's saying anything against what you say. We only saying what needs to be said as for the people to have that choice to make for themselves. But for some reason, going back to the old time groove, you know what I'm saying, we see this type of slave master, I should say, behavior as if everybody's dumb and only they are smart. But we're still trying to see what kind of game that you're playing. That does not lead to much sense when it comes out to the discussion of this matter. You know what I'm saying? Even looking at Australia, I was looking at a news report saying that Australia is locking up citizens for not being vetted. So we see the agenda is about, seems like, control, because if the people, are trying to live a life, what is the overreach all about? But it seems like some kind of control, you know what I'm saying, all over the world, as a matter of fact. New York is no exception to the rule. You know what I mean? There's no exception. We see Kathy Hochul is not respecting the 10th Amendment, as we see. We're beginning to notice that she's not respecting the 10th Amendment. The Constitution seems to be fully ignored as to the people's wishes. You know what I'm saying? Not against, and got time to fight with the government overreach or whatever game they're playing, you know what I'm saying, in their matter. We're not here for that. We're just simply saying that the people have a right to make that choice. You put the information on the table and let the people make that choice. You know what I'm saying? Because we cannot have no division amongst ourselves for them. This is a game that they play. My question, why is the state, when we look at it, why is the state in the Biden administration, you know what I'm saying, pushing this gimmick talk when it's all about, supposed to be, about healing? We don't need no one saying any accusations as to who, what, when, and where. or what did you do? Why it looks like you're coming at us. For what reason is we asking? You know what I'm saying? And they're running these gimmicks. You know what I'm saying? To the point of causing even uprising of protests. You know what I'm saying? Even uprising. You know what I'm saying? Uprising of the people. And why is some, not all, but most, siding against the truth? Is a good question. Against the very truth. You know what I'm saying? We have to start looking at that. You know? We must push back as a people, not in the overthrow, but making the government understand that you have to be able to balance out what you are doing, because you cannot use our system to oppress the people when you say you're helping and you say your way is your way and you're forcing it. You got to cut that out. Let the people make their choice. It's as simple as that. I don't see what the big deal is. You know what I'm saying? So why are they fighting against the truth? It does, it doesn't make sense. The Democrats seems to be in deep trouble somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they're in deep trouble. And sometimes when you look at it, the way they're coming at the people, to the building. You know what I'm saying? To the building of Camp Ra, for that stamp in New York for, I guess, the non-compliant. The word is out. Around 10 of them in and around, you know what I'm saying, the major cities or group. You know what I'm saying? We see it, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But the word is out. And it's usually around that, which has, I say, a large portion is of people with that color. You know what I'm saying? The General SETI, you know what I'm saying, has shown the fire. SETI has set the fire that is here. You know what I'm saying? By your vote, you have sealed the deal. You know what I mean? By your vote, you have sealed the deal. And nobody's going to sit here fighting with no grown folks because you make your own choices. This is what Biden don't seem to want to understand. He thinks that everybody's going to sit up here slinging misinformation or saying information, and you saying it's misinformation because you're always the only way. But you have not really proven that to the people. And then you're telling them to stop it like as if you are their daddy. You are only a president, is what we're saying to you. Your overreach of having executive orders and powers over the military and different organizations all the way to the top, especially the police department and different places like that, is not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? The police department and those guys need to really run the show, and you just overlook, but not overreach. But you signed the deal. You know what I'm saying? You signed the deal. You know what I'm saying? You signed the deal. Even heard talk of I was looking at a newscast where you had 3 retired generals, U.S. generals, warned in a chilling column, saying that another coup attempt in America in 2024 could divide the military and plunge, the unprepared nation into civil war. You know what I'm saying? But the question is, how did it get that way? Saying we must we were saying we must take steps to prepare for, you for the worst. But the question still remains, how did it get that way again? You know what I'm saying? And why? That we find ourselves. What if? So, what is there now? And how 47 years of planning around the people and against the people, I should say, and have on black people for years as well. So let's get that straight. You know what I'm saying? We look at these facts for years, and we now know, because it's a fact and point blank when we look at it. Because when we look at the unprepared, doesn't make sense. We're looking at the unprepared. In the matter of him saying it could be another coup. So the question would remain, which was the first? And when did it take place? For the common people to know how to protect themselves. You know what I'm saying? But we're looking at the unprepared. Well, who made it that way? And who is peddling, who is peddling citations, that tied to a COVID virus vending mandate? Because January 10th, well, actually before January 10th, we should say, so that companies have time to adjust to and implement the requirements as we see. A reversing coming from the 6th District Court in Cincinnati on the Republicans. Now we see OSHA pushing, OSHA pushing, which we know has now sealed the deal. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. When we look at what's going on, it doesn't make any kind of sense. It just goes to show how much we have to do in order to straighten out our government based on this whole situation. To seal the deal. Rather than stand ground, from the beginning, black people has got to wake up to the demon Democrat tricks that is played and playing. You know what I'm saying? That is played and is playing, where we must know the common enemy of the original people, who plans of destruction of our people, because their concrete heart, knows no love. Their concrete heart knows no love, and if you spell the word love backwards, it's evil. So we know, as we see, you see. Now there's a doctor saying, coming from, I guess coming with